Hello everybody. In this video we are going to look at understanding statistical variables. So here we have the Olympics. We have 4 different categories for us to pull, which is track and field, basketball, swimming, and gymnastics. And the question here is, what type of statistical variable is represented by the following question and the corresponding chart? So what is your favorite Summer Olympic sport? It looks like 25% of those polled like track and field, 25% like basketball, 20% like swimming, and 30% like gymnastics. So here we see the first iteration of a statistical variable. Well, what is a statistical variable? A statistical variable is a quantity or quality that can be measured or counted. In this case, we can count how many people liked track and field, how many people like basketball, how many people like swimming, and how many people like gymnastics, and for which data are expected to differ from one observation to another. So not everybody's going to like swimming, so we know that we're going to have data outside of that. And we are only asking these 4 questions. I mean, there might be somebody who just doesn't like any of these. And therefore, we should take into account none of the above. So the 2 main types of categories in this are the 2 main types are categorical and quantitative, So there are 2 different ways of doing statistical variables. You have a categorical and then you have a quantitative. So what is a categorical variable? Well, a categorical variable is one that data falls into categories. In this case, our data falls into track and field, basketball, swimming, and gymnastics, or indicate a qualitative rather than a quantitative attribute. All right, so what is an example? This is an example. This Olympic sport is an example of categorical because there are categories in the Olympics. Well, what about the other one? So let's look at another example here. So here we have apps on a teen's smartphone. So this is the estimated number of apps. There's not specific apps here, just how many apps a teen has on their smartphone. And here we're asking the question, what is the typical number of apps a teenager has on a smartphone? Well, we're not asking for the specific apps. We're not asking for social media apps. We're not asking for calculator apps. I can't think of apps right at this moment, but we're looking at specifically just how many apps. So we're just counting how many apps. This right here, since we can't put these in categories, these will be quantitative, or basically we're counting. So a quantitative variable are numerical data that in the context of the data can be compared, added, subtracted, or otherwise operated on. Kind of missed that operated on, so let's type that in. Oh, it's there, it's just in black and not in gray. Let's get that in gray so we could see that. So there we go, otherwise operated on. All right, so the response to this question is quantities. This represents the number of the apps on the iPhone. So the number of apps on the iPhone is a quantitative variable because the values of the numbers that you could meaningfully count, add, and subtract, and so on. So there we go, quantitative. Again, the first one, we could put that data into categories. This one, we're counting the data. We're counting how many apps are on a teen's smartphone. All right, so there we have it. And I will catch, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to contact me and I'll catch you in the next video.